Well, congratulations. You have had a fantastic journey on learning the advanced techniques of utilizing page objects to drastically stabilize your automated functional tests. Really, you have been fantastic. Let's quickly go through everything that we've covered just to kind of get a recap on what you've learned. We began our journey by learning that GUI automation is hard. Many of you struggle with test automation, and a majority of us can only execute between 0 to 50 daily tests and actually have those tests 95% reliable. I bet those numbers are actually even lower once I dig into the 0 to 50 and split it out into more categories. I bet it's probably between 0 to 10 tests per day that most people can actually execute successfully. And it's hard, simply because the web is becoming more and more dynamic, more user-friendly, making functional test automation harder. So what you need to do is start using page objects. Page objects are a fantastic step towards drastic test stability. Don't utilize any other method. Don't use record and replay. Don't use keyword-driven frameworks. They are not conducive to helping you to have stable, functional test automation. Furthermore, page objects even make your tests more readable so that anybody who is reading your tests can actually understand what's going on inside of them. Then you learn that you need to remove duplication. Duplication is the enemy, and that's why page objects are so efficient in what they do, because they allow us to remove a lot of duplication, abstract it out into a page object, and then utilize that page object all throughout our tests. Also, you learn that you need to follow the single responsibility principle. Make sure that your classes only do a single thing. That's where we learn how to utilize the object repository in our page objects. We separated the object and identifier management and storage from actual interaction with the page. And it also made all of our page classes much smaller and easier to maintain. Again, afterwards, we learned that you need to separate large page objects. Separating large page objects that have a lot of HTML elements on it is going to make your tests more readable and your classes smaller. When your classes are smaller, they're easier to maintain. And when your tests are more readable, that's just great for everybody because it's easier to understand all of your tests. Also, separating large classes into much smaller classes allows you to use composition to create your classes, which is one of the patterns that people want us to follow. Use composition over inheritance. And with all of that, our journey comes to an end. You have reached fantastic automation success by learning all of these skills and going through all of the exercises. Your page objects are now going to be phenomenal. They're going to be at an extremely high level where you're not going to run into much problems. The main problems that you're going to start running into now is how many automated functional tests can you write and maintain, because you're going to have a lot and you're going to need to maintain all of them. But all of these tools that I've given you here will help you to maintain those automated functional tests in a fantastic state. You just have to make sure that you take the time to do your automated functional tests right.